Hey, get ready for your workout. We're gonna start out with a full spring load. If you want it a little bit less, go ahead and take off your blue, but we're gonna do full spring load, shoulder rolls are in, just traditional setup on the reformer, and just have your ring very close to you. Which do you, Stephanie? And do I? Oh, mine's right here. Okay, so we're gonna go just right onto the balls of the feet. We're gonna have that ring hovering right above the chest, just a couple inches out from the sides of the body, a couple inches up from the carriage, and hip width apart on your feet. And we're just gonna go ahead, inhale, on your exhale, just press into that ring, and then slowly come on in. So just remember, full control all the way out and all the way in. We're just using this as a warm-up, so you wanna make sure that your back is imprinted on the carriage. Pelvic area is pulled in nice and tight, and you've got your belly button pushed back through the spine into the carriage. We want to make sure you have no tension in your fingers, squeezing the ring just nice and lightly as you press back. So you're exhaling on your back, you're inhaling on your in, and just make sure you're forcing that exhalation. You want to really make sure as you're exhaling, you're tightening up your entire core, and you're opening up as wide as you can to the outer sides of the room on your inhale. And we're just going to flow. Just 3 more. 3, 2, last one. Go ahead, come on in. Just give yourself a little rest. So just circle those ankles. Hold out here for just a moment. We're gonna do a little tiny stretch, and then we're gonna power through a little bit more on the legs. So we're gonna take both legs up into the ring and just stretch them out. So you're gonna point through those toes. Big inhale. As you exhale, go for a flex in those feet. Try to keep the legs nice and straight, get a good stretch in those hamstrings. Pull those toes back towards the room behind you. You might bend in the elbows a little bit in that ring. And then slowly go back to imprinting the spine. Bring the soles of the feet together, the bottoms of those feet, and just hug in nice and tight. And you can rock in the spine here if you'd like, or just hold in nice and tight. And then let's just go ahead, single leg stretch. So let's take that right leg up into the ring. Left leg is just gonna go over that foot bar, or you're welcome to have it bent, doesn't matter. You're gonna inhale, exhale, open up nice and wide. Always remember with these, left hip stays pushed into the carriage when you're opening the right leg, and vice versa. And then regardless where you have the left leg right now, make sure it is extended over the carriage when you come up and overhead. When you come up and overhead, right hip is able to come up off of the carriage. Bend in that right knee. Exhale, press it right back out, and then come back up to neutral. One last little pull on that stretch, and switch out legs. Left is in, right is on the foot bar. Doesn't matter if you're bent, if you're hanging out straight. Doesn't matter where that right leg is. We're gonna inhale, open up nice and wide. Over to the left. Remember, right hip, you want pushed into that carriage. And then make sure your right leg is extended. Left comes up and over the body, lifting up that left hip. Bend in that left knee, pull it in towards your body. Exhale, push it back out and back up to neutral. Last little stretch. We're gonna drop that leg down. We're gonna take our feet into hip width apart on the on the heels of the feet. We're just gonna have that ring again hovering over the chest. Remember, you're at least an inch out of the body and an inch off of the carriage. No resting in the elbows. No tension in the fingertips. We're just gonna inhale. On your exhale, you're just gonna start those presses. Little tiny change in the shape of the ring as you press back, just to get into that, the rib cage stabilization. This is 7 on your next one. Press it back. I want you to come in halfway, really flex in those feet. Find your sweet spot, imprinting into the spine. Squeeze that ring as hard as you can for 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay here with the legs. Pulse in the ring. Pulse in the ring. Static hold in those legs. Belly button's tucked into the spine. Now just hold the squeeze and pulse in the legs. And you've got 5, 4, 3, 2. Press all the way back and then come all the way in for 5 more. Exhale, push back. 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring it on in. So go ahead, come on in. Little tiny rest, whatever feels good. We're going to take about 10 seconds. Set ourselves up for the next set. You're going to go into a wide external rotation up on the balls of the feet. So just remember, stay nice and high in those heels, like you're in high heels. Push those knees down to the side. Make sure you're imprinted into the carriage. Ring hovering above the chest. Big, huge inhale. On your exhale, press back. Squeeze the ring just a little. Pull in. We're going to press back here. We're going to come in halfway. Holding the halfway, we're going to squeeze the ring as hard as we can. Hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2. Now pulse in that ring. Remember, no tension in your fingertips. And then hold the ring, pulse in the legs. Now this is going to be our stopping point at this halfway. And we're going to do the next series from halfway to all the way back. So inhale, exhale, press back, come in halfway. Exhale, press back, squeeze the ring. Halfway. Exhale, press back, squeeze the ring. Keep your flow going. Press all the way back here. Come in halfway. We're just holding here. This is going to be the top part of our stopping point for the next 8. So we will end up going all the way in and then coming out only halfway. So nice big inhale. As you come in, exhale, press it out halfway, squeeze the ring. Inhale, come in. Exhale, press back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come down, press all the way back, come all the way in. Hug the knees in or stretch them out, whatever feels good. One more little series here in narrow external rotation. So we will go back to the heels, keeping our heels together and toes apart. So finding that nice neutral spine here. Heels together, toes apart. Hover that ring right above the chest. Nice big inhale. On your exhale, press it out, pull it in. So keeping that pelvic area pulled in nice and tight, pushing that belly button into that spine, just pressing into the carriage. Remember, we want to keep the chest open. One more, we're going to press back on this one. We're going to come in halfway. We're just going to hold here. Keep the heels squeezed together, pelvic tucked in tight, belly button pushed back. And then I want you to come in just down another 2 inches. And then press up 2 inches past your halfway. Down 2 inches past your halfway. Up 2 inches past your halfway. Down, up. Down, up, 2 more, down, up, down, up, press it all the way back, come all the way in, hug on in. So circle those ankles. And then let's go ahead and take those legs out nice and long over the foot bar. Go ahead and set your ring down by your side. Take your arms and open up nice and wide to the sides. So just open up that chest. Allow gravity to take your fingertips down towards the floor. Grab a nice big inhale in. As you exhale, slowly bring your arms down by your side and push into the back of the legs. Holding those hips, pushing them up to the sky. flex those feet. Circle those ankles 2 times in each direction. Big inhale. On your exhale, press back into the carriage, into the legs, into the foot bar. Push those hips way up high and slowly roll it down. And then we're just gonna hug in one last time. Bring those knees in towards the chest. We're gonna go ahead and come up into a seated position off of our carriage. So we're gonna roll up. We're gonna take our spring load to a single red spring. We're gonna start out with just a red for a little bit with the arms. And you're gonna go on your knees with the lumbar support in. If your knees bother you, this is where you can sit and straddle, and that is just as fine. So on your knees or straddling, either is effective. And we're gonna change out the spring load a couple of times here, but we're gonna start with single red. Make sure that your handles are even when you get on the machine, and 2 different ways that you can be on the machine here. Your knees and front part of your legs can be pushed up against the lumbar support, or you can walk yourself back a little bit, gives you a little bit more tension in the ropes, and you can loop your feet on the back part of your carriage. So whatever your personal preference is, you just want to make sure that your ropes are nice and tight the entire time, every movement, which means slow and controlled movement. We want to be a neutral spine, straight upright. Okay, so we're straight up, straight down. We're going to take our handles. We're going to start with shoulders drawn down, okay, away from the ears. Tuck in nice and tight through your core, and you're just going to slowly press back, slowly pull forward. So your first few probably will feel a little bit light, but we're going to go into some controlled holds, and we're going to slow the speed down, which always makes it a little bit harder on the muscles. So on our next one, we're going to press back and we're going to hold. Hold back. Okay, now squeeze through the shoulder blades back behind your, through your back. Push those shoulders away from the ears. Take your gaze just right out in front of you. And we're going to do these little tiny pulses for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold back. Continuing to hold back. Then we're going to go into 4 more full release, full press back. So inhale, come forward. Exhale, press back. 4, 3, 2. Press back and hold on this one. Okay, make sure your form is correct. Push the shoulders down. Tighten through the core. We're going to slowly come forward on a 4 count. So release, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, press back. Release, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, press back. Release, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, press back. Release, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, press back and hold. We're going to switch it out. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, press back. 2, 3, 4. 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 Hold. Now really squeeze in those triceps. Push the shoulders down. Tuck in nice and tight through the core for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just give yourself a breather. So whatever feels good here, you're just letting yourself out of the position. You just come down, stay put, shake it out. We're going to go ahead and we're going to stay at the single red. We're going to cross the ropes. Cross the ropes. We're going to come into those high pulls up by your shoulders. I want you to really concentrate on not breaking your wrist. Staying in that neutral position. Think about a string pulling your head up to the ceiling. So you want to be nice and tall, and you want to be nice and tucked in your core. You're going to slowly pull up and release out. Will feel very light for your first few, and that's okay, because we're just getting the motion, warming up. One more pull up and hold. We're gonna pull up and hold. Make sure that your wrists, your elbows, and your shoulders are lined up. You're pushed away from your ears. Your core is tucked in tight. Let out about 2 inches. Let out another 2 inches. Let out another 2 inches. Release all the way, pull back up. Let out 2 inches. Couple more. Couple more. Release, pull back up. We're gonna let out halfway. Let out halfway, and you're gonna start little tiny pulses. So little movement, 3-4 inches, more like 4 or 5 inches, I guess. Two, pull all the way up. We're gonna go 4 of them all the way out, all the way up. 4, 3, 2, pull all the way up, holding all the way up. We're gonna let out 2 inches. 2 more. 2 more. Release all the way, pull all the way up. 2, 2, 2, all the way out, all the way up and hold. And we're gonna go 4 more, all the way out, all the way in. 4, 3, 2. Last one, release out. Give yourself a little breather. You're gonna go ahead, take those handles in one hand, adjust your spring load to add on a blue. Okay, so we're adding on a blue. Always note, if you feel like the spring load is a little too much, your blue is the one you wanna release. Drop it down a half. So you could drop down your blue here. You could also, if you've got 2 reds on, you put a blue on, take a red off. So it just comes as a half spring. So we're gonna come back up. So what we're going to do is we're going to hinge forward and sit back. So we're at that nice angle. We're hinged, not curved in our back. You're keeping that core nice and tight, shoulders drawn down. We're gonna go out to the sides, getting into those triceps. Now, every time you exhale and press back, I want you to make sure you're squeezing the tricep. Okay, so squeeze that muscle when you're pressing back. We've got 4, 3, 2, little tiny rest after this one. Little tiny rest. I'm sweating. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna go right back into those, slowing it down. So we're gonna pull back up into your position, you're hinged back, you're hinged forward, and sitting back almost all the way down to your ankles. Tuck that core in nice and tight. We're gonna press back, we're gonna hold. We're gonna slowly come in. Press back and hold. Squeeze when you're back. Slowly come in. Press back and hold. Slowly come in. Press back and hold. Slowly come in. Press back and hold. Slowly come in. Now press it back, and we're going little tiny movement. Little tiny pulses for 5, 4, 3, 2, press it back, 4 full triceps. Bend in, exhale, press back. Bend in, exhale, press back. 1 more, and release. So now you're gonna hang on to those handles. You're gonna add a red spring and take off the blue. So you have just 2 reds. Just 2 reds. We're gonna go into some biceps. So a little tiny rest. We're coming up. You're in that neutral to start out with. Then we're going to hinge back. So you're gonna hinge back from your hips. You're gonna take your palms facing upwards, and you're gonna start a nice bicep curl. You're keeping that core tucked in tight. You wanna have the arms extended out in front of you. If you feel like this is just a little too much, you can tuck those arms into the body. Use a little of the resistance from your body. If it still feels like too much, let off a half of a spring. So put on a blue and take the red off. Making sure you're exhaling on the up. 4, 3, 2, last one. Let it go. Go ahead, let those handles go. Whatever feels good. If you want to sit back, if you want to straddle, if you want to stand, we're just going to stretch out the arms. So we're going to take those arms up nice and wide. Draw those shoulders back with a half circle. Just taking your gaze at a diag up towards the ceiling, and then just pulse back those arms a few times. Just opening through that chest, little pulses. And then we're going to go ahead and bring that right arm across the left. Just hold. We're going to stick with the right arm, open back up wide. Bring that right arm, walk those fingertips down towards the back with a bent elbow, stretching through that tricep. Gazes at a diag downward. We're going to open back up, gaze in front of you, left arm across the body, pulling the hand with the right, or folding your right arm over to get a good stretch. Open back up. Let's bring that left overhead. Take your gaze down towards your body. Walking those left fingertips down your back. Then I want you to take those arms up overhead. Slowly roll them down back behind you. Interlace your hands back behind you. And go ahead and pull the hands away from the body. And then let's take our gaze upward. Get a stretch through that neck. And slowly release. We're going to go ahead, since we already have our lumbar support in, we're going to leave it in here for a moment. We're going to grab that Bosu ball, and we're going to do just a tiny bit of balance and stability here by tucking the Bosu ball under. So we'll start on the right side. So sorry to throw you off there, Steph. And you're going to take your spring load to a single red spring. This is really to help you with your balance, stability. It is going to obviously work strength as well, and we're going to stretch a little bit as well. So we're just going to do a small little series here before stretching through the legs and adding in our jumps. So we're going to put the right foot onto the Bosu ball. You can use your hand up on the foot bar to help you get stable. You're going to bring that left with the toes tucked and the heel up on the lumbar support. You're going to try to, first we're going to press that machine back. It's super light, okay? And you're going to find your stability. So you're going to find that stability, okay? If you've got a hold onto the foot bar, that is totally fine. If you can find that stability, we're just going to work on that balance. You want to make sure that your chest stays up. You want to keep that chest up and the core nice and tight. And then we're going to, for 6, we're going to bend that left knee in, keeping the right knee bent and pressing it all the way out. So you're coming in with that left, pressing back out. 2, 3, weight is sinking into the right heel. Core is tight. 4, chest is up. 5, last one, press it out, and then slowly come in, drop that left knee, come off of the Bosu. We're just gonna go ahead and push that guy underneath so we can grab him for the other side. We're gonna put a blue spring on, so you have a red and a blue, and we're gonna stretch out on that right side. So right foot lines up with the dot bar. Left goes back, just as you had it, toes tucked. We're gonna keep the knee down. We're just gonna stretch back into that nice stretch. So make sure that your right knee lines up with your ankle, not in front of your toes. And we're just holding here. We're gonna inhale, we're gonna come up. We're gonna repeat the move, lifting our left knee up off of the carriage. And then you can slowly straighten out that right leg. Okay, you can get a slight hinge forward and just stretch through that hamstring. And then slowly bend in the right knee and in the left knee. Bring the carriage up. We're gonna go ahead and switch right over to the other side. So we're gonna drop off that blue. We're gonna bring that Bosu. When you put this Bosu ball down, make sure that it is pushed up against the carriage so that it doesn't slide while you're using it. So you're gonna take off that blue so you're just on a red. Your left foot is gonna sink in the top part of the Bosu. Right is gonna go toes down, heel up. You're gonna press out into that single leg lunge. I don't know how you do a double leg lunge, and you're just holding. So again, if you need to hold on to the foot bar, that's totally fine. Find your stability, chest up, core tight. Now bend in that right knee and come in. And you're coming as far forward as you can, halfway there. 3, 2, press out and hold, and then slowly come in. Slowly come all the way in. Bring that right foot down, tuck that Bosu back underneath. Add on that blue. Left foot lines up with the dot bar on the floor. Right goes back, toes tucked, heel up, and just press into that stretch, leaving that right knee down on the carriage. Go ahead, come up. Same movement, press back, lifting the right knee off of the carriage. And then slowly straighten out that left leg and give yourself a forward hinge. Slowly bend in the left knee as you drop the right knee, come all the way in. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna do a quick little ab series, and then we're gonna throw our jump boards in. So we're gonna leave our spring load on a red and a blue. We're gonna take out our lumbar support, just tuck it anywhere. We're gonna grab our handles, we're gonna come back on our backs. So handles, back on your back, again a red and a blue spring, and you're just gonna lay down, head on the pillow, feet to the foot bar. Now, when doing your ab series, the thing you wanna remember, you're still keeping that back, laying down here on the carriage, you're imprinted into the spine, you're trying not to close in on the chest, and as you curl up, I always tell people drive from your belly button, because you want to tuck through that core to help you with that lifting. So you're going to push that belly button into your back, closing them up, and you want to make sure your chin is away from your chest. You should always be able to put a fist underneath your chin and your chest. You never want to tuck the chin. So we're going to start out with our legs straight up to the ceiling and our arms straight up. Always keep tension in the ropes here. Always make sure that there's no slack in your ropes. So we're just gonna inhale, we're gonna exhale and just curl up for a nice warm up, and then release out of it. Inhale on every time you come out of the curl, you're inhaling. Every time you curl up, exhale, really pull in nice and tight. Two more. Last one, curl up and hold. We're gonna hold up here, chin is away from the chest. We're gonna drop those feet down towards the foot bar, pointed toes, and flex and pull them up. 4, 6. Breathe down, exhale up. This is 4, 5. Last one, release out of it. Give yourself just a little breather. This next little series, we're gonna start with the legs drop down at 30 degrees. We're gonna stay pointed in our toes, and we're gonna pull the legs towards your face as you curl up. So I always say it's like a shark bite, like your legs and arms pass each other as you're closing in. So we're gonna start with arms straight up. We're gonna take the legs straight up with pointed toes, drop them down 30 degrees. You're gonna inhale. On your exhale, you're gonna curl up just like you did, and then bring the legs back towards you. And then drop it down 30 degrees. Pull up. Your lower back is going to come off of the carriage as you pull those abs towards your face. So legs are coming back behind your head. You're really tucking in that pelvic area and pulling those abs up towards your body. Slowly rolling through that spine as you're releasing out of the curl. We're going 2 more. 2. Last one. Pull it up. Slow release out of it. Find your foot bar. Little tiny breather. We're going to go into easiest way to describe it is the frog. And we're going to slide our thumbs along the side of our body. So when elbows are bent, knees are bent. When elbows are straight, knees are straight. You want to think about pointing and flexing through the feet as you extend and then pull in. And just remember your breath work. You're inhaling, you're forcing the exhalation as you're curling up and extending the legs. So the easiest way to start this, arms and legs straight up. We're going to bring the heels together, toes apart, and narrow external rotation. And bend those feet in towards the chest with a flexed foot. Now when you curl, or when you extend your arms, you're going to go out at an angle 30 degrees. Let's bring those arms down by our side, staying out of the curl. Now bend in the elbows. This is your starting point. So you're going to inhale. On your exhale, you're going to curl up, extend, and hold. Toes are pointed, chin away from the chest, gaze up towards the ceiling. Release, flex in those feet. Big inhale, exhale, curl up and hold. Extend through those toes. Remember, elongating out of those hips. Release, flex, come out of it. This is 3. Pull up and hold. Release out of it with the flex. 4. Release. 5. Last one. Pull up and hold the up. Now you can add that little beat in those heels, just a 10-second hold. Core is tight. Keep that chin up. You've got it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Let those handles go. Keep your arms back into the well. Drop your knees down towards the right side. Gaze goes over to the left. A nice stretch across the abs. Drop to the left, look to the right. And then let's just slowly come to neutral and hug those knees in. Again, you can kind of rock through the spine. Release a little pressure off that lower back. We're going to go ahead, roll up. We're going to throw our jump boards in. So whenever you put the jump board in, you take the foot bar out, you're putting the jump board in on the middle, in the middle holes of your reformer. And we're going to throw our shoulder rolls back in. We're going to take our spring load to 2 reds. We're going to start out at 2 reds. We're doing 2 reds so we can do a little bit of double and a little bit of single. So be a little heavy on the on the single leg. So shoulder rolls are in, 2 red springs, and our jump boards. We're going to come back on our backs and bring yourself into the carriage. And we're just going to flow through a couple of different things here. Things to remember when you're jumping. You want to make sure that your feet stay nice and high on the top part of the jump board. Okay, that just helps protect the knees. And then just be attentive to your breath work. You're always exhaling as you're jumping off of the machine, grabbing your inhale as you're coming in. Remember, open that diaphragm nice and wide on your inhale, exhale, pull it all in. So we're just going to flow through a little series. We're going to rest our arms down at our side. Make sure you can say yes and no in your head the entire time. Hold no tension in your head, neck, and shoulders. We're going to start with those legs squeezed together. So we're in that parallel position. We're going to start with those legs squeezed together. In 3, 2, 1. We're just jumping. As you jump, you're just getting a nice point in the toes. Every jump, exhale, tighten through that core. Think about squeezing that belly button into that spine, pulling up in that pelvic area, pressing those shoulders into the carriage, squeezing in those glutes. Make it all count. And we're squeezing those legs together, so we're squeezing those thighs together. We're going to go 20 more seconds. Just getting the body warmed up. Knowing what we're doing here. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. So bring it in. Just open those legs as wide as your hips in parallel, and we're just pressing. So whenever we're in the rest, we're just going to go ahead and just press in and out. It just keeps the blood flowing, but allows the heart rate to come down a little bit. So this next series, I'm going to call out double or single. When you're on your single leg, your opposite leg is just in a high tabletop. So when I say high tabletop, make sure that your ankle is above your knee and you're just pointed in that toe. So we're going to start out in parallel. We'll go right leg and then left leg. So just make sure that you're staying high in the jump board. It's going to be a little bit of a power on the individual legs because it's a little bit heavy of a spring load. If it feels like too much, stay with double jumps the whole time. If this feels like too much jumping in general, you can always do just a press. Just add on your springs. Either a full load for single or 2 reds and a blue for, 2 reds and a blue for single, full load for double. Okay, so we're going to start out in parallel, hip width apart. Nice big inhale, exhale, go for it. So remember, pointing those toes, pulling those legs out of those hips, resting in your hands, no tension in your head, neck, or shoulders. Five more seconds and we're going to go to the right leg. So go ahead on your next jump. Left in tabletop, right is jumping. We're going to switch in 5, 4, 3, 2, switch out. We're going to go back to doubles in 5, 4, 3, 2, doubles. Stay high. Force that exhale. Big breaths in, big breaths out. We're going to go left up in tabletop, right jumping in 5, 4, 3, 2, right on, left jumping, left in tabletop. Switching in 5, 4, 3, 2, switch her out. Back to doubles in 5, 4, 3, 2, doubles. Hip width apart. Last little stretch here. It's just 30 seconds. Tighten through that core, squeeze through those glutes as you jump off. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, bring it in, press it out. So nice slow presses, all the way in, all the way out. gonna go ahead, we're gonna walk those feet into narrow external rotation. Heels together, toes apart. I want you to try to keep those heels together the entire time. So heels together, toes apart. We're gonna go ahead and start up in 5 seconds. So 3, 2, 1. You're just pointing in those toes as you press up, squeezing those heels together. Focus on squeezing those glutes as you jump back. We're going to go 10 more seconds, and then we're going to go out wide external rotation. So you're going to go out as wide as you can on that jump board. In 5, 4, 3, 2, nice and wide. We're going to go 10 more seconds. We're going to rotate every other jump, narrow to wide on our next little set. We're going to start that in 5, 4, 3, 2. So you're going narrow, wide, narrow, wide. Keep your flow. Squeeze those heels when you jump out in that narrow. Really push those knees down to the floor when you're out in that wide. In 5 seconds, you're going to stick to that wide. 3, 2, stay out wide now. Last minute here. 30 out wide, 30 in narrow. We'll switch to narrow, finish it out here. And 4, 3, 2, bring it into narrow. Bring it into narrow, heels are squeezed together the entire time. Point as you jump, exhale as you jump. Squeeze those glutes as you jump. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, bring it into parallel. Press in and out. So nice presses in and out in that parallel position. We're just going to bring that heart rate down for about 15 more seconds. Slow presses. You still want to think about your core being nice and pulled in here. Inhaling and exhaling, very important. Breath work is as important as the movement. Get one more press in, then I want you to go ahead and bring the foot bar or the carriage all the way into the jump board. Stretch those legs up nice and long over the jump board and just circle in those ankles. So circle, point and flex, circle a few more times. Point and flex. And then go ahead, hug in nice and tight to the chest. And again, if you want to circle and point here, you can. Or just stretch and do that the lower back a little bit. We're going to roll up. We're going to take our jump board out. We're going to put our foot bar in. We're going to go ahead and take our spring load down to a single blue, because Stephanie's favorite, some planks. We're going to put our foot loops in and go ahead and loop them on your shoulder rolls. We'll do just a quick little plank, and then we will go ahead and wind down with our foot loops. So jump board out, foot bar in, single blue, spring load. And you always want to try to change out your spring load when your carriage is pressed in. It just makes it a lot easier not having any tension. You don't worry about pinching those fingers. So foot loops, blue spring, jump the cord out. Go ahead and hook your foot loops onto the back handles, which is going to be a lot easier right now with just a blue. It's going to pull your springs just a little, and that is totally fine because we're only just doing a solid minute of plank. Come up on top. We're going to bring our feet as close as we can up to the front part of the carriage, especially because we have the carriage pulled back just a couple inches. Arms are out nice and wide. Come up on the balls of the feet. Big inhale, exhale, press it out. Now, things you think about when you're planking, obviously, we're at the end of a session, so your body's a little more fatigued. So you're going to have to really focus on your form and breath work. Make sure your shoulders are over your wrists, okay? We want to make sure that your hips, you're at a nice straight angle from your shoulders down to your feet. Your belly button, pull it in nice and tight. Pull up that pelvic area, tighten through the lower back and glutes. Don't allow your hips to sag. Don't allow your butt to come up. You got to have that perfect line from your forehead down through the front part of your body, all the way down to your tootsies. And you're just holding. And we're nice and tight in that core. We're just breathing. Make sure you breathe in and breathe out. In, out. In, out. We're going 15 more seconds. This is the end, my friends. Then it's the best part, our wind down. Last little stretch. No tension in your head, neck, and shoulders, but you also don't want to tuck your chin. You got it for 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly pull in. Sink your weight into your heels. Pull back against your heels, or you're welcome to come down and just give yourself a stretch back in child's pose. And then we're going to go ahead, add on your 2 reds, and then take off your blue. So you never want to be without a spring, especially if you have tension on the back part of your carriage. So always add the springs on before taking a spring off. So we're going to go ahead, lay back on our backs, put our legs into those foot loops. Just a nice little wind down right here. We're just going to do straight up, straight down. Make sure you're inhaling up, exhaling down. We're going to go one more, all the way down. Come up to that 30-degree angle, externally rotate. Let's go big swooping circles. So go ahead, come open on an inhale, exhale, pull together. We're going to go 4 in each direction. And we're going for the reverse. And then pull those heels together, drop it down your 30 degrees. We're going to go for 4 frogs. Just pointing on your out, flexing on your in. Press out on your next one. I call this the Peter Pan. We bend in the right, press into the left. We're going to hold. So think about Peter Pan taking off. You're still keeping your spine imprinted, your back on the carriage. Pull those heels together, switch out sides. Keeping the ropes tight here. It's easy to let that rope get a little lax in it. You want to keep it nice and tight. Pull together. 2 more flowing through on each side. So pull, inhale as you open, exhale as you close. 1 more. Pull together. Let's go ahead, let's open up nice and wide. If you'd like to have a little resistance, you can put your hands on top of the ropes. Now I want you to stay here with an imprinted spine, and then inhale. On your exhale, just kind of tip your pelvic area just a little bit towards the springs. You're going to get a natural C curve in your back, and then re-imprint your spine. And then pull those feet together. Go ahead, go into parallel. Bend those knees into the chest. Exhale, slowly press out. drop down to a pencil. So ankles line up with your hips, open and close just 4 times. As wide as the carriage only. Protect those muscles. Pull it in, bend those knees into the chest, bring the soles of the feet together, hug them in, pull them in as tight as you can. I like to drive my elbows into my knees here and rock in the spine. And then stretch those legs out nice and long out to either side. And slowly pull those legs back together and then release the ropes. And congratulations, you're done. Good job. Great job. Hope you had fun.